Hey everybody, it's the Nitty Professor, and today we're going to explore the ins and outs of possum yarn. So that's why I'm going to call this one the Possum Yarn Podcast. So I have a sample here, but we're going to start by looking at some yarn first with, got Benny and Gorlami in here. So, a few things about possum yarn. Most of your blends are going to have 20% possum, and I've got a few samples here. You want to be aware of the fact that possum yarn is not opossum yarn. It is only available from New Zealand, and it is from, I think it's called the brush-tail possum. So what happened, why do we have possum yarn? In the 1850s, possums were introduced from Australia into New Zealand. In Australia, they are not in the way. In New Zealand, they have wreaked environmental havoc. And this brand, by the way, is called Outlaw Yarn. It is 10% possum, 45% Polworth, 45% alpaca. So the possums, so this brush-tail possum, they're really cute, by the way. You should look up some pictures. I would argue that they're cuter than the American opossums. The American opossums that we have here in my fair country are cute, but the brush-tail possums that they have in New Zealand and Australia are a little cuddlier. However, in New Zealand, they have caused untold environmental destruction because they are not native there. Here's another sample. Same company. They can plow through the canopy of a forest. I've read statistics that suggest that if you release possums into a forested area, within 15 years that forest will be gone in New Zealand. The other harm that is major is that they are threatening endangered species of birds by consuming the eggs of the birds. And one of those is the kiwi bird, which is like the native bird of New Zealand. So New Zealand has made it a target to remove all of the possums from that country by the year 2050, which means that you only have 25 years to secure yarn made from the brush-tail possum. Now, this is pure possum, and this is kind of like a mohair. Only, I think you could argue that it's softer. I don't know if you can tell, but this is extremely squishy. So, I literally bought this at a yarn store in Watertown. Apparently, a yarn dealer was high, just had an excess amount of possum and possum blend yarn, so she got kind of a deal. So I was like, count me in, I'll take some off your hand. And so the skeins that I showed you here from Outlaw, I got from Stephen B. These are 50 gram skeins. It's a DK weight. No, it's a sport weight. It says sport right on it. So it's a sport weight yarn. And there are a lot of benefits to possum fiber. So the biggest disadvantage is the fibers are very short. So I'm not sure how they managed to spin this. And for all I know, I don't know. It's not as 100% as I think. But I was told it's 100% possum. In any case, what did I use this for? A hat. I don't have it with me. I gave it to my daughter's boyfriend. However, this is a sport weight yarn, and I got it from Stephen B, and I made this hat with it. So far, that and the hat that I gave to my daughter's boyfriend, they're the only things I've made of possum yarn so far. But why would you want to blend possum yarn? So it has a very short staple, makes it hard to spin. But on the plus side, I've read statistics that said it was the third warmest yarn ever. So of all the animal fibers, it's number 3. It's far warmer than merino, for example. The fibers are hollow, and they're constituted in such a way that you can actually, so if you blend possum fur with wool, you can actually wash it. That's what I've read. Now, am I going to go and throw this on the athletic setting, the, what do you call it? I don't know, sportswear setting in my washer? Probably not. I'll probably just wash this on the hand wash setting like everything else. But apparently, this is what I read, when you add possum to wool, it makes the wool warmer, softer, and more washable. So there you have it. And again, you can only get it from New Zealand. So New Zealand is trying to eradicate the possums. So this fur is a byproduct of their efforts to clear their country of what they consider to be an environmental problem. Dare I say scourge. Now, the other yarn that I have here, I've got 5 skeins of yarn blended with possum. Let's see if I can get the light to shine on it better. And this yarn is from New Zealand, of course. It's called Amur. A-M-U-R. The labels, it's a little bit difficult to show you, but there's an R over here. There it is. It is 25% possum and 75% merino wool. This is a DK. It's an 8-ply. Have not yet knitted anything up with it, but I did get kind of a deal on it. I don't know if I can get at this label, but I'm going to try. Made in New Zealand for naturally hand knit yarns in Auckland. And we have here, I think this is a 100 gram skein. No, it's a 50 gram skein, 50 grams with 155 meters. Recommends US 3 to 6 needle. So as far as the colors, let me see if I can find the name. This one, I guess it's called Shade. It's a beautiful navy. Then we have Gorlami. No, you're a dog. She just got a fur cut. Let me see if I can show her off a little bit. Gorlami. Hi. Did you get a fur cut? No, she wants to jump down. Don't jump down, baby. She's blind. She had glaucoma. But she's very handsome in her new fur cut, aren't you? Yes. She's part Shih Tzu. This beige color is called, well, I'm reading the labels wrong. The shades are just numbers. So this one is, let's find the number. 2040. This is 2021. So the blue was 2040, and this oatmeal color is 2020. No, 2021. 2021. Then we have a beautiful, I just love this red. It's got a tinge of black to it, and that number is 2032. Isn't that gorgeous? Combine that with the blue. It's just luxurious. This kind of yarn is compared to cashmere, and it's even touted as being better than cashmere. So, like I say, 25 years, you won't be able to get it. I feel like we should all just run out and buy, bins full of it. Help New Zealand to eradicate the problem and benefit. It really is, I can show you me feeling it, but you can't feel it when I feel it. But I'm telling you, it's worth feeling. Very, very soft. This is shade 2052. It's a beautiful pink with hints of gray. I just love it. Again, it's a DK. It makes me wonder what would happen if I combine these two. Ooh, wow. That would be so luxurious. And then finally, we have shade number 2025. Beautiful olive. Can you see how soft that is? So yeah. So I just thought it'd be interesting to consider this particular kind of yarn because actually these colors are fun. This color is called Absinthe, which I've seen that liquor on the shelf, but I'm afraid to try it. I think it would be more than I could handle. Let me see what this color is called. Vardo. That's this plum. Again, this is from New Zealand. And this turquoise color is called Tarnished. I don't know why it's called Tarnished, but there you go. So I highly recommend Possum yarn. It's not going to be around forever. And I can tell you that this little hat, this beanie that I made, is fantastic. It really is extremely warm and soft. And it was pretty easy to knit up. Borrowed some motifs from that Swedish, the Scandinavian colorwork directory. And I think that's where all these motifs come from. They're either cats or foxes, I'm not sure. But it turned out beautifully. So I'd be curious if you all have knit with possum yarn. If you're from New Zealand and you want to weigh in on the topic of using possum yarn and the qualities. I mean, everything I hear about using it as a fiber is positive. It saddens me to think of the little critters, what's happening to them. But on the other hand, it reminds me a little bit of the wild boars in the southern half of the U.S. They never should have been there in the first place. They're wreaking all kinds of havoc, and people are trying to figure out creative ways to deal with getting rid of. I don't even think we're making the kind of headway that we need to in the United States, but people are like making shoes out of them and trying to figure out how to make meat out of them. It's a real problem. So I get the issue of introducing a species into a habitat that does not belong there, and it can create all kinds of problems. So go out and buy some possum yarn, report back, let me know your thoughts. I appreciate your checking in with me today. Y'all take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.